Good evening, Whalers fam, and welcome back to another League Night video. We're back. We're on to Friday now after a 5:08 on Wednesday night. Same scenario as the Wednesday video. This is the last week, and then we get established at the end of this series tonight in the league season. There's a lot of notables in this one, though. I do return to. Well, this will be the first time I bowled against a former summer teammate. You can see him and I are joking side by side there. In the warm-ups there. He's my former teammate in the gray who I bowled with in the summer just over a year ago. I bowled with him before I started filming my content, so that's kind of why you guys never knew about it, but that was one of my teammates that I haven't bowled with in a while, so this is kind of like one of those league series that it's cool to bowl your former teammates. We also are bowling with Joe as well on the opposite side. So Will and Joe are former teammates that I've had in my league seasons. You guys got to see Joe a little bit in the summer season from the 5 weeks of Friday bowling. So we're against him as well this evening. And on our side, Cedric, which you saw one of his shots, I believe, a second ago. Cedric is replacing Alex this evening, and this will be his first time subbing on one of our league teams. He, I believe, is featured in my Coolwick shootout that went to Lane Glow. So if you want to see a video with Cedric also as a teammate in a tournament, he's a part of that as well. So this is not the first time he's been a part of being a part of a channel recording, basically. Anyhow, sit back, relax, enjoy the content, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Should be a lot of fun tonight. We are looking to do better than Wednesday night, and if it happens to go south, then it happens to go south. We had our problems with the bucket leave tonight or on Wednesday. We're gonna try to fix that in this league night video. Anyhow, on to game one, and I will catch you after game one. See you there. Okay, so we're just past the halfway mark. We got some strikes up on the board as well. My dad's having a good run at the moment. That run continues there. For me, though, we're staying out of trouble. We just had the one split in the early open, but everything else has been pretty solid beyond that. Um, the bucket leave is back up again here. If you remember watching my Wednesday video, I had no bucket completions. Tonight, we're finally knocking it down and moving on to the next frame. So yeah, we're back up. Our difference is down to 26 at the moment, but I'll talk more in a second about the difference because there is a little error that was made by the bowling alley as they didn't calculate our substitute's handicap correctly. So the difference is actually 29 points higher than what it should be at the moment. We're actually pretty close in matchup points at this exact moment. We have another open in the 8th frame, an open we didn't really need. Kind of having a hard time getting the ball out of my hands. We have another split. Although I have experience knocking this down, I decided to do it with the radioactive vibe, but this one will hook just a little too far to pick up the first pin, so I only take 2 there. It's my dad turns back up here in the foundation frame. We only have one open as a team in the foundation frame, and it's me, but my dad will get a strike to move on. As for me though, we're at 132 at the moment, so we got to try to at least get to 150, so we're only off of average by a smidge. But our max score could be 162 here. We strike on the first ball. The second ball doesn't look too bad here, but we leave a 7. So we got to go pick up the 7 for 152, and we'll only finish under average by 12 pins to start the night out. At this exact moment, though, in difference, we're actually even. But these shots right here that my dad's going to throw up is going to show you guys how the game will play out. My dad throws it in the gutter on the first shot, a horrible miss. Will cycles through with a 7-10 split, sadly, on his side. My dad is still going. A spare here will help tie the matchup in this case. So this is a tie at this exact moment. And then this ball that my dad's going to throw, as long as he gets count on this ball, it's going to give us the 10-point advantage to win the game by 10. And he does just that. So my dad's going to finish game 1 with a 195. Cedric comes in at a 192. I come in under average, and I am the only bowler after game 1 under average so far that is under average. So unfortunately, we just got to get better hits. Our spare percentage is really good though. We're keeping the unnecessary opens down. We have 2 splits through 10 frames so far, and we still have 2 games to try to keep things in a peaceful place. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, make sure you drop a like on the video and also check out my shorts as well on the channel. They're just shots of what you see in the videos. With that said, I'm just going to move right into game 2. I will catch up with you after game 2, probably a little after the 8th frame. See you there. And we're back again. Fourth frame wasn't very good, but once again we're dealing with some splits. Although this time this is my fourth split of the night, and this time I convert this one. The baby split's easier to convert than the other ones you've seen so far. But thankfully we converted one of the splits though. It saves us a bit. My dad continues to strike there, as you just saw. We're back up, only down 25 now. Our difference in handicap is fixed correctly now by this point in the night, so the difference is actually accurate for a change. As you can see though, I'm still just spare, spare, and spare. We missed a 10 pin here, second 10 pin of the night that was missed. Trying to keep it as nice as possible is looking a little bit tougher for us. My dad's going to get a double right there. For us though, we're just trying to get good hits, but it is getting tougher and tougher. That pin should have fell, but that ends up being an 8 pin that was knocked loose originally, but it is still up, so I gotta go get it, and I do just that. That's the kind of luck I've been having though. If you've seen the latest League video and then into tonight, that's kind of how things have been going for me in League this so far this week. We leave another right side spare here. We're working on trying to get this one now. And this one I just push out a little too far out and I miss. So now onto the 10th frame here, although we have Cedric up first. And he's having some good games so far, and that continues to work out for him through 9 frames. Onto the 10th frame now. We're only down 10, so we're within reach still of winning. And this first ball gives us an easy spare conversion here. We've been getting a lot of spares, so that's where we're at. So it's pretty much all we can really do at the moment is keep sparing and keep sparing as much as possible. We've only had 2 opens that were, or maybe 3 opens that were out of our control on top of splitting. And then we strike to finish game 2. Cedric's next in the lineup here. I'll finish with a 146, which is also under average by 18. So we're under average by a lot. Cedric's going to throw a good ball there. He'll come away with 215 after the second game. My dad's turn now to uncover the rest of the deficit here. The first ball pretty much puts us in the lead. And then if he takes a spare, he can just pour on to the lead that we have now. So all these shots here are just adding extra pins to our current lead in the series. But he was consistent with the average so far tonight, but this one is only above average by 6 for him. He'll walk away with a 174 in game 2. And as you can see, we won difference by 12 in game 2. So we have 4 out of the 9 points you can get so far. So we got that going for us so far in the series. My total is behind though at a 298 after 2 games, sadly. But once again, that's kind of how this week's gone for us. We haven't really had gotten the benefit of the doubt, but we still have one more game to go, and we have to be hopeful to try to turn it around. A 202 here would put us back in the 500 series category, but it might be looking a little bleak in this video. Anyways, I'm going to let the gameplay play out. Like and subscribe for more content from us, and I'll see you midway through Game 3. Okay, so midway through game three now, kind of the same story, right? We keep talking about it throughout the whole video. Even that third frame spare was a little rocky for a minute there. We get another spare shot here. This time I take care of business and line it up properly. So we have good accuracy on that spare. A lot of spares, spare, 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 and a split. Onto this frame here, once again, spare. That's pretty much how League Night was. I mean, it's not as exciting because you're not striking as much, but we are converting our spares in this game, so we have a pretty high makeable. Well, we're 100% on makeable spares through now. I mean, obviously the split wasn't makeable, but we finally get a strike in the eighth frame here, and now we're on to the ninth. After 8 frames, we're currently at 117. Although, yeah, welcome back to the splits again. We have 6 splits at this exact moment. I actually had very good aim on this split, not gonna lie, where I hit the pin directly head on, so that was upside. But yeah, we have. This is probably a league night where I have a ton of splits. My dad has this strike going into the in the foundation frame, also known as the ninth frame. My turn goes up now in the 10th, and oh, we're gonna get the same leave again, but backwards, for our record-setting 7th split of the league night, and we take 1 pin for 154, and we finish with my worst series in probably a few months with a 456 final series score. Cedric goes up and finishes the night at a 214. I'm pretty pissed off at this exact moment because it's been that kind of bowling week for me where I'm not accustomed to it. But Cedric's walking away with 214 after game three, and my dad is going to wrap up with a 186. He seems to have his 10 pins figured out by this point in the evening. Although for us, because we lost game three by 70 pins, we end up losing the total series. But at least we kind of split the series, so it doesn't look as bad. But yeah, as you can see, Will's wrapping up on his side, throwing some shots. That is my former teammate from a couple summers ago. That's who we bowled tonight. I know I didn't show him too much in this video, but I'm sure if he ever ends up on the same team with me again at some point down the road, that you'll get to see him again in a future video. But yeah, my dad's going to finish it up with a strike here, and that'll be his 186 final. And we'll move on in just a moment to the end of the night. Very frustrating night for me though, and I have to bowl again in 24 hours from this series with the Coolwick shootout, so we kind of got to try to find a way to be hopeful here and continue to move forward. Here's the stat breakdown as it pops up on your screen. We go in with a 152, 146, 154, so consistently bad. We're 40 pins under the series average. We take 4 out of 9 points at a 4 to 5 record, and our team record drops to 11 and 16, but we can easily make it up next week. But yeah, we had a good beginning of the series, but the end of the series just wasn't really working for us. So yeah, third game in total is lost. All I can really say is we did a good job picking up spares and trying to stay in it, but obviously strikes make the league night better, and as it should. There's not really much I can say about it other than I'd recommend you watch the Coolwig video and see how that plays out, and then I'll talk more about my gameplay after that video. But for now, I'm gonna leave you on how this played out, and we'll come back very, very soon. I'll see you in a couple days with my Coolwig video. Like and subscribe. We'll talk soon. Take care, Railers fam.